Matt, for that introduction, and thank you everyone for coming out today. I'd like to start with a question and ask, are you proud of our community? My name is Alex Johnson. I serve on the Colorado Springs Parks Board as well as the Mountain Shadows Park Task Force. But for me, this was personal because our family was evacuated as a result of the fire. And at that time, I was an intern for Mayor Bach in his office. When the fire broke out, I was reassigned to volunteer for Colorado Springs Together and act as sort of their point of contact, answering all of the phone calls and coordinating with homeowners, with Mountain Shadows residents, with Bob Cutter and his team, as well as with the city. But returning to my original question, are you proud of our community?
Absolutely.
I believe that though the Waldo Canyon fire devastated this neighborhood and resulted in the tragedy of 2 deaths, our response, both individual and collective, proved that these people in our community, we the people, are truly generous and truly great. And I'd just like to point out 2 examples of this. One of them is a man I'm proud to call a friend, Mitchell Dillman. I don't know if Mitchell's here today, but he responded to the devastation of the fire in a very unique way. As a carpenter, an entrepreneur, and a former log home builder, he took his skills and took action. He uses trees burnt by the fire, sad and dangerous reminders of what happened, and he turns them into amazing pieces of log furniture and art. Within days of the fire's end, he started working with residents here in Mountain Shadows and in Parkside to clear burnt trees off of folks' property and improve them by turning them into something beautiful and productive. I think that this example shows the ingenuity and the real creative spirit of the people of Colorado Springs. And my final example is of the generosity and the greatness of our community, are our family friends, the Schylers. They live up on Courtney Drive, which for those of you who know was one of the most heavily damaged streets in Mountain Shadows. And on June 26th, as I was returning home, and I could see the smoke and the flames coming over the hills of Mountain Shadows, Jo Schuyler, who's here today, pulled up to our home. And she said that her house was gone and had been completely burned, but she came to help us evacuate. She knew that her home was gone, but she still took the time to come to our home just off of Vindicator and help my mother, my grandmother, and I evacuate. When a disaster struck, we had the help and the support of our friends and neighbors. What kind of person does that? What kind of person comes to help their friend and their neighbor when a disaster strikes, when their own house is burned down? A Colorado Springs person does that. Someone who cares about their family and their neighborhood and their friends, because I think a disaster makes us all care more for our fellow human beings. And I think that these two examples are anecdotal of what a generous and a great community we are, and a community that we can all be proud of. Our community was certainly shaped by the fire, but our response to the crisis shaped us even more. That response defined us, the folks here in Colorado Springs, as resilient, generous, and as truly great. So with the dedication of our memorial and this trail today, I hope that we never forget this tragic and momentous event in our history. But I also hope that we can be proud of how we all reacted to the Waldo Canyon fire, because I think it confirmed that this place we're blessed to call home is an amazing one filled with great people who we can be proud of. Thank you.